I just remember hearing ones like, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. Hey there, mamas. It's Lyssah here with Mom Wears Many Hats, and today you're getting ready with me. Hey guys, I'm so glad you're back. If this is your first time here, you are in the right place. Here we talk all things motherhood, and really boiling it down, our purpose, my purpose, is to encourage you to birth beauty into every arena of your life, wherever that is. That being said, I thought it might be a little fun for a story time with Lyssah, but just know that the story time actually has a purpose to moms, so please don't click off. I mean, you can click off, but I know I can't be the only mom who goes through this process, which is why I'm inviting you to get ready with me. This is really hard for me. So I'm gonna jump right in and we're gonna talk while I put makeup on. So weird. So the funny thing is, I didn't wear a whole lot of makeup until after having my third kid. Like, I would go through spurts and I might put some on going through high school, college. I didn't wear it. And I honestly thought I was kind of like above wearing makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my concealer because otherwise this could take a minute. And in that, oh wait, sorry. See, I told you I don't do this very long. I'm gonna start with my primer. I didn't even know primer was a thing until like 6 months ago. So I never really did makeup. I thought I was above it. You probably can't tell. In high school, I was like totally like the anarchist, like down with the institution. You know, women should not be boiled down to how they look, which I still 100% agree with. But what I hadn't realized was a lot of that was actually me trying to beat people to the punch because I didn't feel like I was pretty, and I didn't feel like I was worth anything, and I didn't feel like that was an area where I could compete, so why try? FYI, I know some people care about this, I don't know. A lot of my stuff I have and I'm using today, I got from my Ipsy subscription because, like I said, I didn't wear makeup. And once I realized, which you'll find out about, that I wanted to start wearing makeup, I had no idea what to do. So I signed up for an Ipsy subscription because that allowed me to try different things and see if I like them or not. So this is the Camelina and Strobe Luminizing Primer. And I'm actually really liking it. It smells nice. And it gives you a little bit of a glow, if that's something you like. So next I'm using a cheap, or Maybelline Fit Me Fair Clear 10 primer, or sorry, not primer, concealer. And this is actually the main reason I've started wearing makeup, because on camera, since starting my YouTube channel, I've got all this red, and I realized when I was watching back my videos, this is so distracting. But here's the thing. This actually led to being a very freeing thing for me, which is, again, why I'm doing this. So, and if I'm doing it wrong, you can totally tell me. I don't know. This is all self-taught. My mom, I love her so much. She was a granola girl, a little hippie, tree-hugging, Jesus freak from the 70s, and so she would wear some makeup sometimes, but not a whole lot. So I, like for my birthday, she took me to get my colors done back in the 90s when I turned 13. That's when I could actually start wearing makeup. And so we, but man, like the eyeshadow palette I got was like peach and a weird olivey green, and apparently that was my colors. And I was a tomboy, so I was like the only girl in youth leadership, so I didn't really invest a lot. I was also overweight. I have been overweight my whole life, and I just remember hearing once like, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. And somehow I let that kind of become my inner monologue about how I looked. And so my thought was, like, if I'm not going to be able to look pretty and compete, which, ladies, why do we have to compete with everything? I don't even know. Anyway, when it became like I can't do this, I can't keep up, all these other girls are so pretty, why even bother? So I just kind of like didn't even worry about makeup. But then to make myself feel better, I totally acted like I was above it. I'm not gonna conform to that. Blah, blah, blah. And I believed it. I cared about it, kinda. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually using an IT CC Plus cream with SPF 50 because we're gonna be outside. I also got this out of Ipsy and I like it. So, I don't know if this is supposed to be a foundation or not, but that's what I'm using. So anyway, so fast forward years and years and years. I mean, like, I could do makeup okay when I applied myself. I didn't like how much time it took. I would rather sleep. And that was my thing. It's like, I'm not going to be so self-absorbed that I'm, you know, getting up and having to spend a gajillion hours. Like, seriously, guys, I was really judgmental about this in my head, which again is really sad. As women, why does and I shouldn't say it was women, why is me, and if you are like me, why does everything have to be a stinking, like, competition and a stinking, like, platform? You know what I mean? Like, everything, like, I made everything, and I was a crusader. Everything had to be, like, an issue. You know what I mean? My mom even teases me, like, you were such a little activist, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. I love standing up for what's right. I have a huge sense of justice. But really, people wearing makeup, choosing to wear it or not wear it, that is probably not something that needs my attention or my emotional and physical investment. So, again, if I'm doing this wrong, let me know. I'm open. I've watched some tutorials, but I don't really know. So, fast forward, I've had a couple kids, and anyone who's had kids, you know, you kind of just start to feel like not you. Like, not, like, all you are is a mom. All you are is a wife. And I remember thinking, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to lose myself. I don't, you know, and again, I love my family, and that is the core of what I do, and I'm okay with that. I'm not looking to not do that. But I realized I was totally losing any semblance of taking care of myself. And that was then showing because then I get stressed and I felt like I had no, I just stepped out of camera. I would get stressed and I would feel like I had no outlet or chance to breathe. And then I was getting a little bitter. I was getting a little frustrated. I was getting a little like, I have no time and I'm overwhelmed and all this kind of stuff, which is part of what ended up leading me after my third child to start a YouTube channel. And then, like I said, after having that, the first few videos didn't do makeup, didn't care. Go back and look at some of those quarantine videos. It's pretty funny. All right, next, I just use a little, I know you're supposed to use some kind of like setting something. I don't really have a powder that I like to use to set it per se, so I just use a little of this like Estate, I think it's actually a highlighting powder, but I just do very light. I don't even know if that does anything, but that's what I'm doing. And then I have lately actually started doing a little bit of contouring, which is, I'm having a lot of fun doing, so join me. So anyway, once I had started doing YouTube, I realized, wow, I'm so red and that's distracting. And I remember thinking, I don't have to, if people are, oh, that was bad move, undo. I'll fix that, let's blend that out. Anyone else ever do that where you're like, that's not where I wanted that? All right. Sometimes you gotta have like a little Bob Ross attitude towards makeup. It's a happy little mistake. So anyway, I did that. I was like, I don't want to have to be something I'm not, just so people will watch me, you know, like I started getting that same attitude. And then I realized I was still really, really, really afraid of rejection, which sucks. Just saying. With that fear of rejection, I really started going, okay, well, I also want to put out, my goal is to help moms, and I don't want people to be distracted and not able to focus because of the crazy redness on my face. And I want to put out the best. I'm also a creative person. I enjoy creating, and it's like I want to put out the best possible product. And I'm sorry, I keep stepping out of camera. Maybe move that a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to not be able to do what's in my heart because I feel limited by how I look or don't look. So I like, I have all this makeup from the Sipsy subscription. I'm gonna start trying it out and maybe it'll be fun. And, you know, long story short, I found out that I actually really enjoy wearing makeup. Like, who knew? And then I had a revelation, like, even though I may not be like skinny or like cool or like that Pinteresty, Instagrammy kind of type person, it doesn't mean I don't deserve to take care of myself and do what makes me happy. People are gonna look and judge and be like, oh, you're just trying to look cute. You're just trying to do, you know, not look like you really are, which is fat and ugly. And it was funny because I realized through all this, I had such a negative perception of myself. Like, my husband would tell me I was beautiful. I would be like, yeah, I think the Lord's just blinded you so he could get us together, because that is not true. I wouldn't say it out loud, but that's definitely what I thought. And, well, I mean, let's be real. Like, all that was doing was causing me to believe my husband had a habit of lying to me without obviously believing that. So, that being said, I was like, I need to take control of this and really start being more loving towards myself and how I look, and more affirming of that, because I deserve it. Not because I'm so cool or because I've done anything, which is really, if anyone knows, I'm a believer, and we don't do anything to deserve love and acceptance. That is just because Jesus loves us. And I should be able to accept myself the same way, where it's not about if I'm perfect or I look like a certain way or I act a certain way or whatever the case is. You know, I've always been kind of an all or nothing person, so if I couldn't do it all, I didn't want to do it. And I realize I'm probably doing this backwards. I don't know why I always end up doing my eyeshadow and then I do my eyebrows. If someone knows in the comments, can you tell me, is that the right order? I could also just like look, but I feel like it's all different. Depends on who you talk to or look or watch. So anyway, so I've really been, over the past like month and a half, even as I've started focusing on getting healthier now that my son is 6 months old and we're starting to work towards baby-led weaning, different things like that, I've realized I don't want to continue in this unhealthy place I've been in. I had some complications after my birth with Milo, postpartum depression, potential heart issue, gestational hypertension that was not resolving itself, and major anxiety. Like, I had a 3-day breakdown where I was just either totally numb or bawling and could not stop. Like, my friends and family had to come sit with me. And I've asked anyone who knows me, I've always been a very steady person and a very positive person. Like, I can look and find the lining in anything, and I couldn't stop. And I just remember thinking, like, I almost wish I wouldn't wake up. Like, I don't want to hurt myself per se, but I'd probably be okay if I just didn't wake up in the morning. And that was when I went and talked to my doctor and was diagnosed with postpartum depression. Which, FYI, if that's where you are or where you find yourself, like, please go talk to somebody. You're doing nothing wrong if you feel that way. You're not a bad mom if you feel that way. You're not a bad person. You don't have to walk through it alone, okay? So find someone, talk to someone, talk to your doctor, get help. I'm actually on medicine right now for that, and probably will be for another few months. My doctor told me it's normally 6 months to a year that you're on it, because you don't want to try and get off it too fast because you feel better, but then it's like, oh, I was feeling better because of the medicine. So I'm on like the lowest dose of it. I know there are people who have it way worse than I do, but that's my part of what I walked through. So part of the prescription he gave me, so to speak, or the prescription the nurse practitioner gave me, was finding time for myself, which when you have 3 kids and you work and live, you know, you're at home with them all the time, and then this was right before the quarantine and all that fun stuff started happening. finding some time that was just for me, or something that was just for me, was really hard. Again, that's why I ended up starting the YouTube channel, because I was like, I know I love moms, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been letting fear hold me back, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, which ended up being a really awesome thing. And then the quarantine happened and the pandemic happened, and at least I had something to keep me entertained. But with all that, here was like, oh yeah, eyebrows. FYI, oh, and I'm sorry, the bronzer I used was the Gigi Gorgeous 6 Sculpt Turnt. I don't know, right here, you can see that. And then the bronzer, or not the bronzer, the highlighter I'm using is Madison Miller Highlighter Sea Shimmer. I really like this one. I feel like it gives you a nice glow, but not like overwhelming. It doesn't look super like, whoa, hey there, girl, what's up? And maybe other people can make other stuff not look like that. I just have a hard time. So anyway, this is the Gimme Brow, which I'm actually gonna go buy this from Sephora. The 4.5, which is like dark brown by Benefit. And I'm weird about eyebrows, and this is my favorite gel slash liner slash all these things. I love it. It automatically, I'm like, ooh, I feel like I'm so beautiful when I have my eyebrows taken care of. I always joke, like, when I don't pluck my eyebrows and then I come back and do it, I'm like, I'm human again. And it's like, why do you let yourself not be human? Like, why don't you take 5 minutes and pluck your eyebrows, Lyssah? And my husband can attest, I've let them get bad a few times. So anyway, I started my channel, I started doing makeup, and I discovered, oh wow, I actually really like this. Not to the point where it's like I want to go be a beauty channel, because that's not my thing. But as I was doing this, I realized, you know what, maybe I'm not the only mom who struggles with feeling like, number one, worth the time to invest makeup. Now, granted, if you don't like it, and it's not like something that you're like, oh, I enjoy doing this, don't do it. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. Everyone is different. I had limited myself from even realizing that I enjoyed this because I didn't think I was worth the investment of time in myself. And it normally doesn't take me this long, guys, but because I'm talking, Lyssah has a hard time multitasking. She'd much rather talk. So if that makes any sense, that's kind of where I was at with all that. So this is I also got this from Ipsy, and it was like a full-size one, which I was really excited about. And it's Ojos Perfectos Liquid Eyeliner, Night or Noche. And it's by Araceli. And it's so smooth that you can, I don't even know, do I have to do this with my iPhone? Does that help? I don't know. Anyway, it's got a really nice tip, and it goes on so smooth. Like, I don't know if I've ever even messed it up. And I know you can't tell, but I'm like standing like a good 2 or 3 feet away from the mirror, but look. It just goes on really, really smooth. Even I can do it. So I say that to say, that's so redundant. So I guess the whole point of this is, maybe for you it's not makeup. Maybe for you it is taking time for yourself. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's choosing to eat healthy and lose some weight, not in a way where you're not enough where you are, but maybe you don't like where you are. And that's totally okay. You can love yourself and accept yourself wherever you are and still be like, oh, I want to be a little different. Like for me, I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel energetic. I want to be able to have fun with my kids. My husband loves me. He is the kind of guy that digs some curves on girls, which I'm very grateful for. But I want to be able to, and by the way, this is Maybelline Total Temptation. I felt like a splurger. It was $9. And my mom's like, oh, I would love to find a $9 mascara that does a good job. And I was like, how much do you normally pay? I normally do like $3 or $4 because I don't do makeup. Anyway, but look at that, like that. It's rad. So all that to say, you, mama, are worth making the investment in yourself. You can totally love yourself, accept yourself where you are, and still be worth investing in yourself if there's something that you feel like, I want to do this. Maybe you've wanted to learn something. And I know that sometimes we don't have a lot of money. That's why I did the Ipsy bags, because I could do $10 a month at that time and not break the bank. But you know, maybe you don't have a lot of money, but maybe you've always wanted to learn to do something, to crochet or knit or blog or vlog or something like that. Like, if there's ever something that you're like, oh my gosh, I would love, if you've ever thought, I wish I could, that would be so cool. And then you followed that thought up with, oh, but I couldn't vlog. Who would want to watch me? I couldn't crochet. I'd be really bad, and I don't have, you know, I don't want to invest the time just to be bad. I couldn't learn to play guitar. I couldn't learn to cook really yummy meals. Like, you know you, and everyone is going to be totally different. But if you've made excuses mentally to make you feel good about not doing something, why? Like, you're worth it. You are so worth it. Because you're worthy of love and you're worthy of investing in yourself. I had done a video recently about self-care. I'll link it up here. And I talked about how, like, making an investment in yourself is what helps to qualify something as self-care. And that can look different for every person. Invest in yourself. For me, YouTube right now, that's how I invest in myself. I really enjoy it. I love it. It's so much fun. I know hardly no one watches it, but my thought is, if one mom stumbles on this channel and finds some encouragement, if one new mom goes, oh, hey, you know, that's what a birth is like, I could do that. Or, you know, oh, it's normal that my kid is crying. Or, hey, I want to be the mom I'm supposed to be, not the mom someone else is supposed to be. If one mom finds that, this has been totally worth the time. And if anything, I'm a mom, and it's encouraging me to be the best mom I can be. So it's successful, even if hardly anyone watches it. So find something like that for you, okay? And I want to encourage you specifically, if you are a mom who has struggled with body image or how you look, or you don't feel beautiful, or whatever the case is, you are worth taking the time to put some makeup on. Or on the other flip side, if you are someone who feels like you are only worth time because you've put a bunch of makeup on, free yourself from that, okay? You are worth doing and being who you are, okay? This does not make or break you, one way or the other. You do this because you feel good. Don't do this or not do this out of fear of not being worth it. And again, maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. All right, and this is my Context Liquid Lacquer, and the color is Mad Love. I got this in an Ipsy bag as well as full size, which I was really excited about, and I love it. I always end up having to blot though. And I realized I did a video the other day, and I'd done my makeup, and I had like this line on my chin from this lipstick. So check your lips. All right, that is pretty much, oh, I almost forgot, guys. I totally forgot because I'm doing this on the fly. I really am loving this, I don't even know what brand this is. Kate London. I don't know if that's Kayate. I'm from California. London. This is their Pinch Me. It's a blush, but it's also good, a little highlighter. Can you tell I like looking shiny, apparently? I like looking shiny. But I really like it. It's subtle, it's light, it feels very fresh. So I normally can do this in about 15 minutes. I've gone about 25 right now, but again, talking and having to remember to do stuff. So that is my regular makeup routine. I feel pretty. But even if I'm the only one who thinks so, I feel worth investing that time in. So again, Mama, please find something that breathes life into you, that reflects to you what you're worth, and embrace it. And again, ask yourself, is there something that I have thought, I wish I could, I would love to, but y'all know that but. We need to get rid of that but. Okay, we feel like we need to get rid of this but, we need to get rid of that but. I would love to, but. Okay? I want to empower us and grace us and just speak encouragement over you all and say, go birth beauty into every arena of your life. You are awesome. You are equipped. And if you're not equipped or you feel like there's an area that you're like, I just don't know what to do, please let me know that in the comments. And I want to tackle that with you. I will research. I will look into that. If I have any experience that I can share, I will. I will bring other people who have experience in and introduce you to them here. I'm actually really excited. We're going to be starting a new, I think we might be doing a Saturday series coming up here. And it's basically going to be like, I wish I could ask Mom. I know there are a lot of people who maybe you don't have a relationship with your mom. Your mom has passed away. You're away from where there's a support system. And my mom, when she lost her mom, which if you saw our Mother's Day, I Hate Mother's Day video, I'll put that up here. She talked about that. Sometimes there were just times you wish you could pick up the phone and call and ask your mom something. And so if you are a new mom, or if you are, just a mom in general, or even if you're not a mom and you stumble on this channel and you're just watching because I'm making a mess, if there's ever something that you wish you could ask your mom, and maybe you don't have someone to ask that to, I want you to jump over to our Instagram, Mama Wears Many Hats, and DM us your questions. DM us the stuff that you would ask that you can't just pick up the phone and say, how do I do this? I can't tell you how many times I've called my mom and been like, Mom, I left my meat in the fridge for this long. Is it still good? And I know we can Google all that junk, but sometimes knowing someone you trust who's not going to steer you wrong rather than hoping you get something that actually makes sense is so helpful. So that's going to be starting here in a few Saturdays. So get us some questions for that. And then we'll also be doing those live. So if you want to watch them live, we'll let you know when it's going to be happening. And you can jump in the chat and ask your questions live as well. All right. Thanks, mamas. You are amazing. You are in the right place. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell, stick around. We are in this together. Okay? Do it. Birth beauty.